Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi, le 3 novembre. Et le mot de passe? J'ai peur. J'ai peur. Hopefully you used that to make your flip yesterday, if you were not one of the people at our synchronous meets. Aujourd'hui dans l'histoire, we're going to look at that and do a little discussion. It's kind of a silly one today. We're going to do a couple things with La Grenouille qui chante. We're going to do some structure notes, which you might remember having done with Le Tigre a few weeks ago. A reading assessment. So you're going to look at two different versions of the story, neither of which are the version that you used, but they're very similar. And you're going to do some comparing and contrasting. La chanson de la semaine, maybe not quite as apropos now since Halloween is over, but feel free to listen again. C'est l'Halloween, c'est l'Halloween. Et TPR, those gestures are going to be coming into play for our next story that we're going to do next week. So if you go to slide 5, you can see TPR, those gestures. Okay. Aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi, le 3 novembre, la journée du Soundreach. Okay. We've seen this word jour before. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche, il y a 7 jours dans la semaine. 7 jours. 7 jours, days. Donc, jour, day, journée, this word, just another word for day. It's just used in, used in different contexts. Don't worry about that too much now, but it does mean day. La journée du sandwich, the day of the sandwich. Donc, il y a deux questions. Oui ou non? Est-ce qu'un hot dog est un sandwich? Oui ou non? Est-ce qu'un hamburger est un sandwich? Oui ou non? Ça, c'est numéro 1. Répondez avec oui ou non. En anglais, for the second one, what is your reasoning? Pourquoi? Why not? Or pourquoi? Why? Ou pourquoi pas? Why not? Okay. Structure notes. Le tigre qui parle. So this is a specific kind of note. I explain it all here. I do a video demonstration here. You can check that out if you want to. I also, on the next slide, give an example. For this first one, you need to do a 4-section table for each of these other ones. Elle aime et quand. With quand, when you do it, quand, en anglais, when. So since quand is not a verb, you can't make it negative. You can't be like, oh, I don't like to when, right? So same deal in French. You can't be like, oh, je n'aime pas quand. So you can just leave that box blank or cross it out or whatever. Yours should be written in your notebook. Mine is obviously an example with typing, but yours should be written, and then you're taking a picture of it. All the instructions are here and also in the Schoology assignment, which we're going to look at in a second. And here's a review of how le cahier should be set up. Your reading assessment for La Grenouille qui aime chanter. Okay, I want you to do this on your own without resources. If you are in a super duper pinch and you must look up a word, you may use wordreference.com. We've talked about this one before. Wordreference.com to look up a word or two if you are really in a pinch. But otherwise, I want this to just be, what do you understand about the story that we just made / did, told, etc. together. And this is going to be some good reading comprehension practice, as well as some good writing practice. Let's take a look at what I mean by that. So when we go to Schoology, cette semaine, jeudi. Okay, so here's the structure notes assignment, so you can just upload your picture to this. And then here's the reading assessment I was just talking about. When you look at the reading assessment, you'll see two versions of the frog story. Nicky Frog Menage is the name of the first frog. A tiger is the name of the second frog. So you're going to look at these two stories. They're very similar. They're also very similar to what we saw with Leilani. And you're going to compare and contrast using en français this chart. And this can be typed, of course, because obviously I'm not going to expect you to print this out and then take a picture. But again, you're typing, I want it to be your work. Don't worry about accent marks, but I want it to be your work. I don't want to see fancy sentences that I know you don't know how to make yet. So that means down here, when you're comparing, you might have to say, Nicky Frogmenage adore chanter. A tiger adore chanter aussi. We don't know how to say they like to sing quite yet, so we have to keep it singular. She likes to sing and she likes to sing. Okay, so keep those singular. With the contrast sentences, it's going to be a little bit easier because those are always singular. One person likes this, or in this case, one frog likes this, and another frog likes that. Okay, so deux phrases pour comparer, trois phrases pour contraster. Plus, make sure you fill out the table. And then that's just a pretty standard Schoology assignment. You will submit it when you're finished. And once you are finished with that, you have completed our tasks for today. Au revoir tout le monde.